Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This will be a not easy video, but it's important for me about friendship with Russian people and benefits. And I can really provide you some insight as a Ukrainian who is a neighbor of Russia. We know each other for centuries, so I can really provide some valuable information. There is, as we are speaking, war between Ukraine and Russia on the occupied territories. They're shooting every day. There's also been annexation of Crimea, which is not recognized by Ukraine and is not recognized by many other countries. But I don't think the decisions of single individuals should affect our personal friendship with Russian people. Ukraine had multiple wars with Turkey. Does that mean we should not speak to Turkish people? Ukraine had wars with Poland. Does it mean we will not have Polish friends? I disagree with that, and I think it's nice to have Russian friends. And in this video, you will see exactly the benefits of having Russian friends. Let me ask you, do you have Russian immigrants in your country? And do you talk to them? Do you have Russian friends? And what is your experience? What impact Russian people left on your life? Let me just say that Western Ukraine does not have Russian music ever since the start of Russian aggression, which is sad to me because I disagree about closing off from cultural inheritance of other countries, but I do think that Russia is using propaganda through music and mass media. But I miss a little bit demo. Руки вверх, Высоцкий, Zemfira. I miss hearing this on the streets of Lviv, but I don't think that cutting off ties with Russian people and ending friendships with Russian people is a wise thing as we are going through this tough time of animosity with Russian government. So what are specific of Russian people? Russian people are direct and straightforward. They value family a lot more. So do your Russian friends have grandmothers or grandfathers on their couches in their home when you come over? We try to take care of our elderly. Also, according to my observation, they value friendship a lot, and in some cases even more than family. It's a really high priority for them. They can get a little bit egoistic. If I will just keep the distance, then that was the strategy for me, and it was a successful strategy. It's true that Russian people will be there for you during hard times, maybe because they also themselves lived through hard times, and actually what my Russian friends been through in Russia, I cannot even imagine. So they will really emphasize with you on some really strong, powerful level, and will try to help you with everything they can. So parents of your Russian friends will know you, will know your name, will know where you study, what is your job, and when you will come over, they will ask you and they will sincerely care about you and about your life. You can tell that they are very much aware of you and care about you. Russian people do not try to be polished, perfect people. They will not be Superman, they will not be Spider-Man, they will be just as they are, and maybe they prefer to be a little bit on the dark side because a little bit cooler this way, so it's a little bit more sincere for me. No heroic character, and they also can create a special bond with you, like an insider bond, so you feel like you are inside group of their special friends and it really matters to them. Russian people appear generous. They don't really count money. They don't count $1, 100 here, 1,000 there, and then oh, no money, okay, we'll just eat bubluki. Attitude towards money is very special, not for all, but I noticed that trend. Also, I noticed that they are a little bit more cold and they a little bit control the emotions more compared to, for example, Ukrainians. Well, Ukrainians by themselves, they're emotional, but Russians, they are much cooler and much more composed. They can handle themselves. Russians are proud of themselves, of their Russian identity, and they are proud of their inventions. So you have matryoshka, you have okroshka, you have valenki, you have ushanka. I think this is Russian, or if it's not, then they inherited this, assimilated to their culture, and they are very proud of it. And what about samovar? By the way, I want a samovar. I think it's nice for cold winters. So Russians are also very good about inventions of other people and using it for themselves in their own way. So for example, there's a poem about Russians dancing tango in a village. So it's a village scene, a man is playing on accordion, tango, and people are dancing, and it just has such a Russian feel to it. So they are very good about adapting, which is great. They adapt inventions of other civilizations. For example, Vkontakte is a copy of Facebook, but it's used in Russia now. By the way, Vkontakte Kontakte is banned in Ukraine, just like Yandex Map, but some people still use it. Well, for me, if government bans it, then I don't use it. Russians are very good with mastering new technology and new advancements, especially if it has to do with masses of people, with communication. For example, Żywo chat is used now in Ukrainian businesses, and it's a Russian invention. It was invented by a man from Moscow. He's 34 years old and he's bootstrapped 7.5 million to run his business, which is successful, and it's so helpful. You have this window when you enter a website, you have this live chat window. If this is Żywo chat, then it's Moscow invention. It's being so useful for our businesses now. And I am just not on anybody's side. I'm just giving you, without any emotions, without any preference, my analysis. The only emotions I have is big love for my Russian friends and appreciation. I had good Russian friends who have, they are from good families, highly educated, like they applied to go to Oxford. They pushed me to learn classical Russian literature. They supplied me with books, encouraged me to read it. We would write poems and read it to each other and provide our feedback, which is really amazing. And you can see this video with poems here. This video also has a poem of my Russian friend by Pushkin, which I'm so grateful for. They also pushed me to learn Russian language, and I was a little bit bullied into learning Russian, and it was a little bit annoying, but I'm really grateful because I speak Russian well. And in Russian-speaking regions of Ukraine, they do not believe that I'm from Lviv, and I use it and I'm really happy. So at the end, I'm grateful for my Russian being taught by my Russian friends. I wanted to show you my present by my Russian friend. She published a book of poems, and they do not have author. Poems of world-renowned poets, my poems and her poems. And so when I read it, I don't know, maybe it's some genius poet, and maybe it's her, and maybe it's me. And at the end of the video, I will read one of the poems. Also, Russians like to include secret meanings in music, in poems, and in movies. Especially Soviet movies, if you know the culture, if you know the background, you can recognize some of these secret meanings. There are a lot of them. I think it's nice. My videos, I'm trying to be 100% open and 100% sincere, but there's something very special and interesting about secret messages, and maybe I will include secret messages in my videos. And so they have these secret messages that are communicated to their inner circles, which makes them all feel special. And I'm happy for them. My Russian friends, they were well educated and well aware of themselves, of their history. And it's my Russian friend who told me about KGB crimes in Lviv. And I got upset with her about this. So she paid for informing me. So yeah, they're a little bit tricky. I think they're a little bit like have good acting skills, but I'm not sure. Maybe you can tell me if it's true or not. They are fighters, for sure. I'm talking about when they're confronted at some event or at some in their individual confrontations. I observed it, that they were fighting for themselves and for their ground. Parties with Russians are cool and crazy, and if you did not party with Russian, you did not live. It's all or nothing. It's just the taste of the evening. Really special. The emotions, they go all out, you go all out. You don't really know how it will end. Most likely it will end, you will be alive, but it's pretty crazy. It's like you're living to your fullest, and it's a very interesting outlook on your life and on surroundings with Russian people when you're out. They have interesting attitude towards life. I'm talking about Russian roulette, the value of human life, and interesting attitude towards risk-taking. All or nothing, it's common. I observed that they can really have this attitude of risking everything. As I said, they are loyal to their families and to their friends, and I noticed that a little bit more they are loyal to their friends than to their families, and they value friendship more. At least it appears like this. They are silent about some problems. About other problems they speak a lot, but they are silent about others' problems that are deep inside bothering them. Any unfairness, they might not show it. And also they do not like to be indebted. If they own something to you, if it's true that they will pay the money, so they do not owe you anything. They do not like having somebody come to them and saying that you owe me something. What do you think? Is it true? Also, they like to hold on to some things which are irrational, which could be bad for them or good for them. They hold on to them without any rational explanation. For example, the law of sour cream, the law of bread, some propaganda, some government things, but it's their decision and I'm not getting there. Also, if they are interested in some topic, they will be very knowledgeable about it. For example, I had a Russian former model come to my house before start of 11th grade. She came to me and she taught me how to dress. She drew to me how to balance my figure, the psychology of dressing, the psychology of communicating your message using your appearance. They're good with psychology, actually. Bless their heart. Bless their heart, bless their heart. I say it many times. I appreciate my Russian friends. Yeah, so her advice I still remember. When they do something, they're expert in it. This is my opinion, my take on the benefits of having Russian friends or boyfriends or girlfriends, or just my observation about mentality and psychology of Russian people. And it's unique because I am a neighbor. Ukrainians, we are neighbors with Russians, so we know each other. We have history. If you know Russian people in your area, I encourage you to make friends with them. I love my Russian friends and I know that things will end, but I don't think our friendship will end. Don't get angry with me if you've been hurt by this war, because this video, I do not show any opinion about the war. I know it has brought a lot of suffering, but I am against shutting down on cultural inheritance of Russia, on individual Russian people. I think we should stay friends. Thank you for your attention. Comment if this video was useful for you. I understand my videos are a little bit unique and provide very unique point of view. Please subscribe for this channel. I will see you soon. Oh, poem about Ukraine. So there is poetry about Ukraine. It's mine. And there's another my poetry about Ukraine. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost that their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day. Accept the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Even losing you, the joking voice, a gesture I love, I shall not have lied. It's evident the art of losing is not too hard to master, though it may look like, write it, like a disaster. Made in USA. Thank you, USA. Thank you, my friend.